Okay lads, so here we have our story for today. So running is the title. So we can see a little boy here. He has a torn jumper, blonde hair, and he appears to be being chased by these men, right? And they seem to be dressed up in military gear, and they have 4 dogs here. So obviously there must be sniffer dogs. So they must be trying to find this boy. So maybe he's running from them, alright? So maybe why could he be running? Did he do something? Does he know something about them? So that's the question we're going to find out, right? So why is he running? Okay, so let's start off here. The puddle fills a hollow in the muddy ground. It is a perfect mirror of the sky above. The reflections of far distant clouds glide across its surface. Blues, greys and whites shimmer on the water. Then, splat! A muddy foot shatters the perfect image of the sky into 1,000 streaks of dirty water. He stops for a moment, his foot still in the puddle, his breath ragged and rasping from the effort. A moment, that is all he can allow himself to rest. His heart is beating like a drum. He can feel it thumping rapidly in his chest and pounding in his ears. Sweat trickles down from his forehead onto his nose and cheeks. He wipes the sweat away briskly with a torn sleeve. He glances around trying to get his bearings. There is no time to lose, no time to waste. His lungs are burning, his legs are aching. He lunges onwards through the bushes. He does not notice the thorns that tear viciously at his skin. The bushes thin out into open ground to his left. He veers off, glad to be able to move with more speed. His feet hardly touch the uneven ground that slopes gently downwards towards the river. More than once he stumbles, but somehow manages to recover and keep running. A ditch looms before him. Sobbing with the effort, he half jumps, half clambers up onto it. His legs tremble as he crouches on the top of the ditch, ready to leap down onto the soft green grass on the other side. Using all of his self-control, he forces his breath to quieten as he listens. His heart sinks as he hears a sound he dreads, the baying of the bloodhounds and the urgent voices of their handlers. They are still on his trail. No time to rest, he leaps off the ditch and bolts across the open field. He heads towards the river. It is his last hope. Okay, so in that story we found out that this boy is running away from the handlers of the bloodhounds, right? So we still don't know why he's running away from them, but all we know is that it's important that he keeps moving and he doesn't get caught, right? So we're going to answer these questions into our copy. So we have 5 questions here. So the first question is, what colours are mentioned in the story? So I want to go through the whole story and see what colours are mentioned, alright? Are they bright colours, dark colours, what colours are they? Question 2, how do you know that it has been raining before the story takes place? So what is on the ground, or what's in the trees, or what's in the grass? What evidence do we have that it's been raining? Okay, so I don't want just water on the ground. I want full sentences, right? So we know that it has been raining before the story takes place because, and then your answer, right? So I don't just want one line answers, right? I want full sentences. And number 3, so how do you know that the runner is exerting himself? So exerting means trying really hard and spending all his energy. So how do we know that he's exerting himself? What does he do to show us that? And question 4, where does he stop to listen? So what part of the story tells us that? So was it the start of the story, the middle, or the end? Where does he tell us that he stops to listen? Right? So does he stop in a house? Does he stop on the street? Does he stop talking to his friend? Where does he stop? Okay? And then the last question, question 5, what does he run towards? And why do you think it is his last hope? Okay, so I want, for this last question, I want you to write 5 sentences for this question. Okay, so 5 sentences. And I want you to start off this question with, he runs towards the river. Okay, so those words, so he runs towards the river, those 5 words. If you write those 5 words, I'll know that you'll have watched this video before jumping straight into the story, and I'll give you 3 extra points, right? So if you've watched this far, you know that all you have to write is he runs towards the river, and that's your start of your answer, right? And then you have 5 sentences after that. So you get 1 point for answering all of these questions, and you get 3 points for putting in those 5 words for me, right? So hopefully I'll see you later on today at the Zoom, and if you have any problems with this, contact me in Class Dojo. Right, perfect.